Hello everyone, welcome to a new process video. I am working on a double page layout today with some photos from St. Louis. This is the fabulous Fox Theater. We did a tour there on Saturday morning and it was excellent, and I want to definitely work with these photos. As you can see on the left side, I've got a full 6x8 page, and then I've got different style pocket page over here. For this one, I thought I had ordered this as a full 6x8, but apparently I didn't. I did just a 4x6, which is fine. I will make that work. I'm not going to reorder, but that means I have to pick out a background for this. Whereas when I planned this, or so I thought, I would be using just, a big 6x8 photo that takes care of itself. I don't need a background. So kind of having to revamp my plan here. But I think what I'm going to do is I have a whole bin of like specialty paper that has foil and it's acetate and those kinds of things. I think I'm going to look in that first because I feel like I have like a gold stripe or something in there that might work well with this. So I'm going to pull out that bin and we'll just see what I see. So this is my bin where I keep all of my specialty papers, and then I also have paper that has come in a kit usually that is already cut to 6x8. Those go in here as well. So I'm going to open this up, and I can see already I have some vellum, I have some foiled options. It looks like transparency, so hopefully there's some good stuff in here. All right, so I have picked out 3 options that I think might work. And of course, when I'm just eyeballing it, you never know if what you pick is actually going to look good. And what I want to do is maybe use both of these because this one's a little bit brighter. It doesn't have as much of that orange, bright orange tone there. It's got some gold on the ceiling. This is more yellowy, but it is gold. So I want to try both of those with whatever I set out here, even though it will only be the background for this one. So this is an 8x8 piece. I think this one might be from Pretty Little Studios, as is the vellum I have. They tend to do a lot of 8x8. So I don't hate it as the background. I would definitely have to mat it with something. It's a little busy, and I feel like with this it doesn't go. That's like too much, but it's not horrible just for this. And then I have a black and white diagonal stripe. Okay, right away I like that better than this. For sure. It's busy, but for some reason it works better, I think, just with the colors. Now this, of course, not so much. And that kind of stinks because I do want the pages to go, I want them to look like they kind of go together. But I definitely like this better than this. So actually, I'm just going to move that over here because that's a no-go. And then this is the one I really hope kind of is the winner here because it's got some blue in it, which I see in both of these. Not exactly maybe the same blue, but still. It's got the gold, it's got foil, all that. So let's just see. And see, it's not exactly the same blue, but it's not horrible. It's not that far off. Not too bad. Where's my other one? Did I lose my... There we go. Okay, much busier with this one, but I don't hate it. I think I like it better than the stripe. Let's see here. Oof, that is really, really busy. But I like the color. Look how close it is to this color here. I think maybe what I need to do, excuse me, is make a white mat and then place it on here together and then see what I think, because that's going to break up some of this. There's a little white here in the reflection of those lights up top. So maybe that will help. I'm not sure how that's going to look with this because there's not really any white happening there, but I'm willing to try it. All right, so there it is with a mat. And you know what? I don't hate it. I think that is the best choice. Is it busy? Absolutely it is. But I do think the white helps to tone it down. And really it will only be about like this. I don't think that's crazy. Now, would I want to cut more of that for this pocket to do something with it? I'm not sure. I feel like that might be too much. But then my challenge is, what am I going to find for that pocket that's going to match with this? I don't even know. that would be a very tough thing to do. So I'm going to cut this down and I'll just think about it a little bit. There we have it. I haven't adhered this to the background yet because I feel like I need to find a big piece of ephemera or embellishment or something for up here. And when I look at these photos, I think I've got to go for this kind of burnt orange color. I don't even know that I have anything in that. So I may have to create something in my scraps. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out scraps for the orange. And then I think I'm also going to pull out some brown because I've got a lot of brown happening here that can serve as a neutral for maybe this pocket. And then I want to see if maybe I have some gold scraps of something, because I would consider cutting this down to a 3x4 and using it in there, but it's a lot. So I almost feel like maybe I need to build my own card instead, but it all depends on what I find in my scraps. In my scraps, I did find 2 pieces of this color. Look at how close that is. That is pretty perfect. And there is some of it here, but it almost comes across more red in the photo, but I believe it's pretty close to this. And there is some of that orange like right there. So I think what I may do is take my 2-inch punch here. I've got a circle punch, and punch out a circle and just build something. And I like it because the patterns on here are actually circles as well. A lot of it's covered up, but clearly they're interlocking circles. So I like the idea of that. And I've also got a circle element here on the ceiling. So if I went like this or this, kind of like the idea actually of covering up some of that. I mean, it's not pretty. It's kind of ugly actually. So, you know, and I could move this down a little bit if I wanted to and have it overlapping like that. This is big enough for a pocket card, but I think that's too much. I think that's too much orange to do that. So I think I'm going to still try to stick with my brown option that I was thinking. So I will pull out those scraps next. All right, I have got various shades of brown here, and they're represented in different areas in all of this. So I'm not quite sure which ones I want to use. These match this lighter area better, whereas these match the darker areas better. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just cut a 3x4 out of all of them, place it there, and just see how it looks with everything else I've got going already. I am surprising myself in that I am picking the lightest option. I thought maybe I'd go for one of the darkers, but they feel too dark. I mean, look at these. There's that one. Very, very dark. There's that one. Those 2 colors actually aren't that far off. And then this one isn't horrible. It isn't horrible. It's a good match for some of what's happening here. But I feel like this is the best match for the gold that's happening over here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a strip off of this, run it across there, so this will carry over on both pages, and then I'll build from there. But I think that has to be my starting point in order to get all this to match. And I might also work in some of this in a different way on this card too. I don't know, we'll see. But I need to kind of figure out a way to work all of those colors in together. All right, so I cut off a strip of this, and then I decided to do a partial circle here. So I cut out a semicircle with that same punch. And I like the idea of having like this kind of happening, and then I will do something with it. I can splatter, I can put something else on there, I don't know what. I like it, but the problem is these are too close together. I really need this or this to be on the bottom. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the page protector. I do have some from Stampin' Up! That have this reverse configuration where the 4x6 is on top and these are on the bottom. I've checked the layout that will be on the other side and it'll still work fine, so I think I'm going to switch those out. So I have printed out some digital elements that I have. I bought this file a while ago and I realized that I never actually printed anything from it. So I dropped a bunch of them onto a page here and printed, and I'm hoping that I can utilize some of them. Like these are too big, they're 2 inches, which is fine. This is a 2-inch, but I'm wondering if I can use this one and maybe like cut out this part or something to have it in the center. I don't know that I want to mix in black because I have a lot of brown already, but I wouldn't say absolutely not. So maybe, and then I have a bunch of other things that I dropped in that I might be able to use. Clearly, like New York and Broadway, I printed those for my New York album. If I'm going to drop stuff in here, I might as well use stuff I know I'm going to use for another project as well. But the rest of these, maybe I can make something work here. All right, I've cut out two things I think I'm going to use. I did cut out this whole thing. I thought maybe I would cut off the black ribbon part, but now I think maybe I'm going to keep it. So I just fussy cut around it. And is it perfect? No. I can't cut perfectly round freehand, but it's good enough. I think I might kind of place this like so, and then it kind of covers up the ugly lighting there, which I'm happy with that. Wasn't sure what I would think of the black, but I actually don't mind it. And then I cut out this one that just says the theater, and I think I might overlap it there. And then I pulled out these. I have several of these, so if I use a bunch of them, I don't care because I have more and I know where I can get more. Studio Calico. I think I'm going to take one of these and place it over the star that's actually in the middle there, and then use some stars elsewhere. I'll overlap one here, and then I need to figure out how to place it for a visual triangle, but I'm happy with this idea, so I hope it works out. Okay, I think I actually have it finished. So here is the left-hand side, that lovely shiny foiled paper with the little embellishment I kind of made myself. I just pieced things together, and then I haven't put this in the pocket yet, but this will be the right side. And I decided not to do a visual triangle because I felt like it would kind of be weird just to have a random star floating somewhere. So I just chose to do 2 here. So I do have 3 in total, but just 2 on the card, and I'm actually okay with it. I think it looks fine. So here's another one done for St. Louis. Thanks for watching.